Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from Bull's Tabletop News with
Drake from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight.
Yeah.
Drake, this game looks pretty interesting, but I've never heard of it before. What do we got here?
This is Saltlands from Antler Games.
Okay.
They're this kind of smaller European company who obviously made a game, very high quality, visually really cool.
It looks really cool in the back. I'm just checking that out.
I get won over by art really easily. But these guys came into Austin, where we're based, for South by Southwest, which is recently kind of extended into the gaming aspect of media. It's been film and music for a long time, but they recently are kind of burgeoning out that. So they were like, let's go there and see if we can make a splash. So they shipped over a good pallet worth
a bunch of games,
and they approached us and asked if it would be okay if we kind of were the recipients of that, so they didn't have to travel with that. We agreed. They brought it in, took it to South by Southwest.
Nice.
They still had some left over, so as a gratitude, we ended up being able to have a box for ourselves.
Nice.
This game has not been widely distributed. It has not been excessively publicized or anything like that. But
that's why we do this show too, is to expose games that maybe you haven't heard about yet. So, and I definitely haven't heard about this one, but the theme of this game looks really cool, and I'm super pumped about it. So, yeah, man, let's get in there and check out Saltlands. Saltlands. I'm excited about this one, man.
That's a nice box.
It is. It's kind of glossy too. I like the look of it. Kind of see. It looks really well done.
Almost embossed.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
high quality stuff already.
I'm already a big fan because I love Mad Max and Fallout
it's like,
all that.
It's like if Mad Max went down in Waterworld instead.
Oh yeah,
it's a salt flat because the ocean dried up in the apocalypse, and the ocean is now this salty desert.
So it's
that's where it's taking place.
Oh wow. Okay, it makes a lot more sense. The name anyway. So let's flip it over real quick. Show out the back of the box. There you have it. So it looks like a pretty simple hex-based type of system with interlocking grids, which is always super handy.
Character-based.
Character-based, yeah. All right. It looks simple. It looks pretty elegant, actually. Let's flip it over real fast and open it. You want to do the honors? You do the honors.
I will breach the seal.
Do it. Dun, 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 dun.
See, breach the seal. That's 2 ocean puns in 1 sentence.
I did. I wasn't gonna point that out, but
I felt obliged to.
Nice. Okay. Wow. All right. Let's start with the basics.
Baggies?
We got some baggies. We got a bag of baggies. We like the extra bags.
Standees.
Standees are good.
Fair.
We've got
a burlap sack.
Burlap. Ooh. It's just a sack.
Robust.
Really. This is probably for some random token
line
generation.
drawing, something like that. Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Tokens themselves. Ooh.
And these are
vehicles.
Vehicles. I see some tank tracks or something.
Yeah. There's treads.
Wow.
All kinds of. These are probably like the Raiders vehicles.
Probably.
Rolling in on all kinds of stuff. That's a hover thing. Anyway.
I'm gonna open this up and take a look. You keep going through that stuff.
Look at that. Looks like these are your item cards, which are weapons, a jug or some kind of thing. I think there's about 25 items, some other things in here for scavenging, like a random loot draw pile. That's kind of cool.
All right. I like the random loots.
Resources, probably cargo. I see. This is oil. Looks like you can either use it utility or as a weapon. I would just assume based on these things. I have no idea. Raiders encounter cards, something like that.
Maybe.
I'm sure these will make more sense when we look at the rules.
All right. Yeah, this looks like a danger or something.
Something deadly.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Skulls are bad.
The rules book. Ooh.
That is slick. We will go through that in more details shortly here. We have
character sheets. Yes.
Yeah. The arsonists, which you can see the back. Ooh.
It's probably your starting items.
Hope so. All right. Got the plowman.
Oh God.
That doesn't look good for somebody.
Ooh.
Don't mess with the plowman. What is this? Yep, different. You can see the different
farmer.
Starter. Okay.
Scientist.
Science!
Represent.
Right?
About them scientists.
Drake and I like the science games too, so. That's still creepy, by the way. I don't know, like Dextery kind of.
Yeah, like, saran wrap.
Saran wrap bodies is never the healer. Yep. All right.
Always need a healer.
Oh yeah. What do we got here? Got a tent.
Healer's kit or some kind of doctor bag.
Spear too.
And water.
You know what's great about spears? You don't have to reload those.
Don't have to reload spears. That is true.
Scout.
Probably also useful.
Yep. See here. All right, but not binocs. Gotta have those, man.
And a sail?
Sail, but we'll see what that
starts with the skiff.
Little
and the little girl. Well, I'm glad that we have the full roster of archetypes here.
She's got a wrench, so she's like the Gordon Freeman of this game.
Watch out, she's got a wrench.
It's not a crowbar, but it's a wrench.
So monkey wrench. I wanna be your monkey wrench.
She wants to be your monkey wrench. All right, more cards, which we're still not sure what those are for, but looks like a couple of decks. And then we have punch outs.
Punch out tiles.
Let me just grab these real quick. So these look like resources, possibly.
Oh, so these were locations. It looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Dude, those are shark. That's a shark jaw.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is the ocean.
Yeah. Fossils.
Oh, I bet these start like face down with the things on them randomly, and you have to try to
the grid shows
flip
up.
them over. Yeah. They have a north face on them too.
Ah.
So that's kind of neat. But that's one tile.
Cool.
Two. Again, more of the same. And these look. Oh yeah, these look like the same kind of background, so you don't know the randomized. This is the starter tile.
Yeah.
So okay.
Handy little compass rose on that one.
Nice. This one has like a tank track or a base or something. Oh, another start one. Excuse me. Okay, so it's just kind of a random generation for your map. So it's gonna be different almost every game.
There's a little stronghold on that one.
Ooh. Could be good or bad. I don't know.
Who knows?
And some standees. Oh, okay, here are the characters. So those were the character sheets.
Yeah.
And then it looks like we've got oil, soil, and fire or something, or weapons.
These, I would think, these are actually what colony you come from. So these probably determine which start.
Oh yeah, because we saw 3 of the starting locations.
Yeah, and I think it's water, soil, and something else. Yeah. It said so on the back. So
yep.
On the back it listed the colony types. So you're probably trying to trade with different colonies.
Yeah.
Probably have some kind of difference between them.
Real quick too, move these to the side. And I'm gonna zoom in because I just opened up, pulled out some of the models. You get a couple of different vehicles that you can kind of see here. Let me zoom in some more here. They're cool looking.
I like that hoverboat.
Yeah, this little hovercraft.
That's cool. Like in a real sense, a hovercraft, like with the tarp and the fan and stuff.
We've got like a SUV style or like a truck with a truck bed on it there, as you can see. We've got a big semi, or a war rig if you're a Mad Max fan. It's furious. And then we have the tank track looking thing, which is pretty crazy. And then we've got the Beetlemobile here.
Sick hot rod.
Now I want to point this out. This car has some extra wheels in the back.
Oh, it's a dually.
The wheels on the bus go round and round with this bad boy. So hot rod with 6 wheels. Pretty cool stuff. Well, that's everything in the box.
Yeah, so that's not terribly crazy component-wise.
No, but so far everything I'm pretty impressed. Everything looks really high quality.
Seems like this is mostly going to be card-based.
Yeah, really high quality stuff. I like these punch-outs so far, and I like the
miniatures.
The
art on the back of those. How it's like, it doesn't say you start with these. It's just like, oh, you got these.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know if that's actually what you start with or not. But they
right.
look pretty.
That is an assumption.
That said, it's time to look at the rules.
Yes. No more uncertainty.
Here we have the Saltlands Rulebook. It's time to go, man. It's time to look inside here.
Dive into the Saltlands.
Boom.
Set land sails and fly.
Here's a real quick look. I'm going to zoom out, actually. This is a wide book. But there's the table of contents. This book will go over everything you need to know how to play the game. So all the components, setup,
quick
rules, questions.
Setup is actually pretty nice.
So Drake, what do we got here, man? Just going to keep going.
So the goal of the game, you're actually kind of working cooperatively. If you go to that setting, you can also have a game mode to play like in teams or like.
It shows you here if you want to play solo or 2 to 6 players. There's all the different options. You got tutorial, a cooperative game, a classic game, a competitive game, or the solo option.
Right.
And you can kind of change the difficulty based on how you want to do it.
Right. So there are 6 characters, like we saw. Each of them has a unique ability. That keys also to their kind of special item that they get. Yeah. Everybody starts with a spear, some water, and a land sail, which is your wind-powered vehicle.
Yeah.
And then everybody also has like a special thing, like we saw the little girl had that wrench. The arsonist is a flamethrower, fittingly enough.
Shocking.
But they also have a special ability that relates to their play style and their type.
So here's the setup grid. We're not gonna go through all that, but you can see here, depending on the game mode you want to play, the number of players, and then victory cards and all that stuff, it's gonna show you just follow the chart basically. And then there are a couple of different decks. There's the Mirage deck, the Raider deck, and the Supply Cards deck. And you're gonna start the game by going through those and pulling out their correct stuff.
Right. Your starting items, Raider vehicles, but the big focus here are the victory cards.
Yeah.
So the victory cards will correspond to a rumor marker, which is those color-coded kind of the standees that we saw. And as you pursue rumors, you collect those victory cards, and the goal is to have the right combination of victory cards in the same tile, devoid of raiders, as
where the rumor is.
Yeah, as that rumor you're heading to. And the goal is you're navigating and exploring this landscape, trying to find the way out. Basically, like which way to go to actually make it to safe haven in a colony and escape this rugged war convoys.
There's actually more vehicles. I thought I pulled them all out, but there's actually a couple more. There's also a bulldozer, which I don't know if we showed off, and an extra. Let's see, that one we did. Yeah, it was like the bulldozer, really. Yeah, because we saw the other truck.
Yeah, so each of the figure types corresponds to a different. They actually have like a very different stats of those raiders.
Yeah. Oh, it was that one, the big. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, but you're gonna set that up. This is how to do the damage stacks, which you can see here. Interesting enough, we'll get to this later, but the raiders go every turn at the start of their turn, after every player, and at the start of the turn, you flip over a damage card. So it's
right. But and the damage cards actually are multi-purpose, which is kind of cool. There's
more than just damage on them.
Yeah, they use.
So they're used, an AI.
So they're used in combat, basically, but they also are used to randomly flip and determine which raiders will activate. So after you take your turn, you will flip a card for the raiders that haven't gone yet, and it'll
determine
the card will tell you which ones activate and take their turn. You go through that as the players are going, and after all of the raiders have been activated and they've all done stuff, the next time a player goes, instead, the weather changes. And either sometimes sandstorms blow in, sometimes the wind shifts, which as sail-powered vehicles,
it's kind of a big deal.
Restricts your mobility and where you can move. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
And then that also marks the end of that round.
I think you can also move by foot and not on the sail card, but that's a lot slower, so.
Yeah, and based on vehicles, you can see that these guys are also restricted as far as where they can go. Like the trucks, they can't move over sand dunes, which are some of the hexes are especially sandy, whereas you could totally go that way. So you could escape over some sandy dunes, and the guy in this hot rod couldn't follow you.
Right. So it's a way to escape the raiders. They only attack you if you're close.
Right. So, they get up to you and then they hit you with weapons and stuff.
So this is just more of the setup stuff. Again, we'll skip through a lot of this, but this goes over the characters, the character standees, obviously, how to set them up in the deployment, all that good stuff. Here's kind of the game overview and how the game cycle kind of works. Again, the first player will go, then the raiders will activate. The next player will go, the next raider will activate. And it keeps going until the last raider has activated. In the following turn, the player activates, and then the weather changes. The weather phase happens.
Right.
And just a real quick trick, if you want to take them through what a player turn looks like and what a raider turn looks like.
Right. So as a player on your turn, you can collect items from around you, collect tokens, use your cards and whatever, and completely unrestricted, as many as you can, except for that you can only move once per turn. You can trade cards with other people, and you can use your character's ability.
Yeah.
And there's not like you have this many actions and you have to choose. But you have those actions to do in whatever order that you want to do them. So there's a good bit of leeway based on what you can and can't do. Whereas the raiders are very straightforward. They will move as close as they can towards somebody.
The first thing to do is flip their damage stack over.
Right.
And then they move. And then they apply any damage immediately, so from the damage card, and then you spawn more raiders.
Yeah. So the raiders show up. You cannot just run.
Yeah, you have to fight, but you also
don't want to just sit and fight because you got stuff to do, and raiders are coming out exponentially.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad if you just sit there. One of the cool things we did like was the weather phase and how the weather works.
Yeah, I think that was a fun mechanic to include in something like this, where the when you draw a weather card, it changes not only the wind intensity, but also the direction might change, and sandstorms can blow up.
Yeah.
Which you can see they have this, like, the wind tile that we saw in there. You rotate that, and certain directions have more power behind them than others. So it actually behooves you to kind of tack like a real...
Yeah.
Like you actually would for a sail, and I liked that.
That was a really nice touch.
As a movement mechanic.
Yeah.
Using your sails.
Next up, this is how to kind of equip, I guess, your cards to to the big player cards, so where to kind of line everything up. And then this just goes out over basically how drawing and all that stuff works. It's just a lot of charts really to show you as examples. So it may look like a lot of stuff's going on right here, but really it's really not.
Yeah, because most of this game is fueled by the cards and by a card draw system.
Oh yeah.
And I also like that as you go, you can upgrade your vehicle, and you can end up in one of those like pickups,
you can actually get a hold of
which gives you extra armor, but also gives you extra space to have like NPCs hanging out with you.
Or more item, more stuff to carry. There are different types of things too. There are single-use items. There are refreshable items, things that recharge at the start of your turn, things like that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is just kind of a rundown of the actions you can take. Here's more of the vehicle card stuff and more of a breakdown of the character. So, for instance, the girl, this is her special ability, her hand limit, her crew, and the breakdown of that card. Over here in the token pool, again, a lot of these are going to be hidden, and then you're going to flip them over to reveal whatever resources or rumors or loot they had with them. So,
right.
Yeah. It's all random fun stuff. This talks about the movement that Drake was going over here with the wind tacking and things like this. What this was right here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You can move against the wind, but
it's rough to do.
Yeah. Skipping ahead, the combat in the system is pretty straightforward. You can mitigate damage with armor or healing, or if you want to just throw a crew member at it and
take it, my friend.
It happens. There are things that will bypass your armor though. Armor piercing damage. It has like a shield around it, so you know it's armor piercing.
The only difference is that you can't use armor to avoid it.
Yeah, but you can still use healing or a crew to mitigate that damage. So, moving on. Again, breaks down the armor and healing and all that stuff like that. This talks about the player death and revival if something happens. So it's kind of a big deal, but yeah, you can die in this game if you're playing co-op, but you can come back if you choose to.
It also depends on the difficulty. Like I know the easy difficulty, you just respawn at a different starting point. You lose
keep playing
some stuff and then keep going. If like on hard mode, it's one and done.
One and done, yeah. But anyway, that's the general idea of this game. It actually looks really cool. There's a lot of pages in the rules. There's 30-something pages, 32 if you count the helper guide stuff here, 33 with the reference stuff.
Which, these are my favorite pages. Yeah. the quick reference legends.
Yeah, I like it though. It's full color. The rulebook itself is full color, as you saw. Very handy to keep around. Very easy to find what you need to find and read stuff in there. So really well done. So that's the rules for the Saltlands. Let's hop out for a really quick recap. Well, that was Saltlands, and I gotta say, I like it. I like what I'm seeing so far.
Them components.
Yeah, very well done. Nice quality stuff all the way around. I even like the box, the box design. I know that's a weird thing to say, but
it's pretty robust, which maybe they designed it that way for their overseas voyage, but
hey, either way, it looks good. So let's crunch some numbers on this one real quick. Again, Saltlands from Antler Games. This one is gonna run you, what's the price point on this one?
It's officially 49.95 euros.
Okay.
But for simplicity, we use that for USD as well.
Yeah.
Even though technically it's $53 normally.
Yeah, it's a weird,
from them, but
yeah,
$49.95 at Dragon's Lair.
Right, and currently the game is going to run you, gameplay-wise, is going to be about 2 hours. Couple hours. But it also varies on how many players you have.
Yeah, you can actually play this solo, which I didn't.
Yeah.
I was not expecting.
Yeah,
I think it's a great option, and it's more or less cooperative is kind of the default mode, but you can play it competitively.
Sure.
I like that versatility. I like the way they approach the tactics of it. I love.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah.
It's a splash of kind of almost RP elements in there. That I like to see in my board games.
Yeah, and again, total players 1 to 6 players, but again, that game time will vary, and it is ages 14 and up, just because of the Saltland
Post-Apocalypse.
Yeah. So.
And all that implies.
Yeah, you figure it out. Anyway, it's kind of in stores now. You can check it out at Dragon's Lair. You can also check out their website, Antler Games again. So go hit them up. I'm AdamHarry from Bowls.
I'm Drake with Dragons Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks for watching. Tabletop Spotlight brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Thanks for watching.